Ladies and gentlemen, confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build step by step, day by day. It's not about arrogance, and it's not about pretending. Real confidence comes from a life well lived, when your actions match your values and your habits match your dreams. Procrastination may seem small in the moment. You tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll get to it when I feel ready. But here's the problem. Every time you delay action, you plant a seed of doubt in your own mind. You silently whisper to yourself, I can't handle it now. And your subconscious starts to believe it. Procrastination is not just the act of postponing a task. It is the slow erosion of self-trust. And confidence, my friends, is built on nothing else but trust. If you don't believe your own word, if you don't follow through on your own promises, then how can you walk tall with confidence? Think about it. Every time you follow through, whether it's making that call, finishing that project, or getting up early when you said you would, you're stacking proof that you are reliable, that you are disciplined, that you are a person of action. And with each proof, confidence grows. But when you procrastinate, the opposite happens. Instead of stacking proof of reliability, you stack proof of avoidance. And avoidance never breeds confidence. It breeds guilt, regret, and self-doubt. The good news is, confidence doesn't require giant leaps. You don't have to conquer the whole mountain today. You just have to take the next step without delay. You build confidence by keeping the promises you make to yourself consistently. You don't wait for the perfect moment. You create momentum by acting now. When you break the chain of procrastination and replace it with decisive action, you begin to respect yourself again. And the moment you respect yourself, you'll find your confidence returning stronger than ever. Negative self-talk is one of the most subtle yet powerful destroyers of confidence. Most people don't even realize how harsh they are with themselves. They say things in their own mind they would never dare say to a friend, a child, or even a stranger. I'm not good enough. I'll probably mess this up. Who am I to even try? These words may feel small, but they act like invisible chains, holding you back from the life you're capable of living. And here's the truth. The most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. Your mind is always listening, always recording, always repeating. If you constantly feed it with words of doubt and defeat, your confidence shrinks, your energy drops, and your courage weakens. It's like pouring poison into the roots of a tree. You may not see the damage right away, but eventually it will dry up your growth. The way you talk to yourself sets the tone for how you show up in the world. If your inner dialogue is filled with fear and failure, don't be surprised if you walk with hesitation instead of confidence. But here's the good news. Self-talk can also become your greatest ally. You can train your words to lift you instead of bury you. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you begin with, I'm learning how. Instead of saying, I'm not ready, you say, I'm getting stronger every day. Instead of declaring, I always fail, you remind yourself, every setback is just feedback for my comeback. Those words are not just phrases, they are seeds. And if you plant positive seeds long enough, your confidence will grow like a mighty oak tree. Confidence does not come from pretending everything is perfect. It comes from training your inner voice to encourage you, to push you, to remind you that you are capable, valuable, and equipped for the task ahead. Because when your self-talk is strong, your actions follow with strength. And when your actions are strong, your confidence becomes unshakable. Comparison may look harmless, but it is one of the fastest ways to kill your confidence. The moment you start measuring your worth against someone else's success, you put yourself in a race you can never win. There will always be someone younger, faster, richer, or seemingly more talented. If you make their journey the standard for your life, You will always feel behind, always feel small, and always feel like what you're doing is never enough. And that constant feeling of not enough slowly eats away at your belief in yourself. The truth is, comparison blinds you to your own progress. You might be growing, learning, and becoming stronger every single day. But if you're staring at someone else's highlight reel, you'll miss your own victories. It's like planting a seed and digging it up every morning to see if it's growing as fast as your neighbor's seed. You end up destroying the very growth you were hoping to see. Confidence can never flourish in the soil of comparison. Here's what you must remember. Life is not about being better than the person next to you. It's about being better than the person you were yesterday. That is the only race that matters. Your pace, your path, your progress, that's where confidence is built. When you stop asking, am I as good as them? And start asking, am I improving compared to me? You reclaim your power. You stop draining your energy by looking sideways and instead pour it into moving forward. Everyone's journey is different. Some climb mountains, some cross oceans, some walk through valleys. Don't despise your path just because it doesn't look like theirs. Confidence grows when you celebrate your steps, no matter how small, and honor the direction you're headed, even if it looks different from someone else's. The day you stop comparing and start appreciating your unique journey is the day your confidence takes root, because nothing builds inner strength faster than knowing you are running your race on your terms in your time. Lack of discipline doesn't just keep you from achieving your goals, it quietly tears apart the very foundation of your confidence. Discipline is the glue that holds self-respect together. Every time you set an intention and fail to follow through, you send a message to yourself: I can't be trusted. And confidence, my friends, is built on self-trust. Without discipline, that trust begins to crumble, and with it, your belief in your own abilities. Think about it when you say, I'll wake up early, but you hit the snooze button. A little piece of your confidence is chipped away. When you promise yourself, I'll work out, I'll save money, I'll focus on my goals, but you let distractions win, your self-respect takes another hit. It's not just about the missed workout or the wasted time. It's about what those choices whisper to your subconscious. I don't keep my word. And how can you walk with confidence if you don't even trust yourself to follow through? On the other hand, when you practice discipline, even in the smallest of ways, you begin to rebuild that foundation. You prove to yourself that you can set a standard and live by it. You say, I will do this, and then you actually do it. That simple act begins to stack evidence that you are reliable, that you are consistent, that you are a person of strength. And that evidence builds confidence like bricks laid on a solid foundation. Discipline doesn't have to start big. It begins with small, daily victories, keeping your word, finishing what you start, resisting the temptation to quit. Over time, those small victories compound into unshakable confidence. Because confidence doesn't come from wishful thinking or empty affirmations. It comes from the quiet pride of knowing you control your actions, not the other way around. The truth is, discipline and confidence are inseparable. Without discipline, confidence becomes fragile, built on shaky ground. But with discipline, confidence becomes unbreakable, forged in the fire of daily commitment. And once you've built that kind of confidence, there's very little in life that can stop you. Settling for less than you're capable of is perhaps the most silent killer of confidence, because it doesn't always look dangerous in the beginning. It feels safe. It feels comfortable. It feels like relief from pressure. But slowly, over time, it begins to gnaw at your spirit. Deep down, you know when you're playing small. You know when you're taking shortcuts, when you're coasting, when you're hiding behind excuses. And that knowledge becomes heavy. It sits in your heart like a weight. You can fool the world, but you cannot fool yourself. And when you know you're capable of more but choose less, your confidence shrinks because you're living in contradiction with your own potential. Settling robs you of energy. Think about it. When you're stretching, when you're striving, when you're pushing toward the best within you, there's a fire that burns in your soul. You may be tired physically, but you're alive mentally and emotionally. But when you settle, that fire dims. You start going through the motions. You wake up, work, eat, sleep, repeat, and all the while, your inner voice whispers, "You were made for more than this." That whisper becomes a reminder of what you're not doing, and over time, it erodes your self-belief. But here's the truth. Nothing builds confidence faster than chasing your full potential. When you decide, "I will not accept average, I will not accept mediocrity, I will not accept less than my best," something inside of you shifts. Suddenly, you stand taller, you speak with more conviction, you carry yourself with authority, not because life magically got easier, but because you're finally aligned with who you're meant to be. You're no longer at war with yourself. Settling may give you comfort for a season, but refusing to settle gives you confidence for a lifetime. The world respects a person who stretches for more, but more importantly, you respect yourself when you do. And self-respect is the foundation of all lasting confidence. Don't shrink to fit the mold of comfort. Expand to meet the call of your potential, because when you do, you'll not only build unshakable confidence, you'll live a life that inspires others to do the same. My friends, confidence isn't built in one day. It's built daily. Stop procrastinating. Stop speaking defeat. Stop comparing. Start living with discipline. Stop settling for less. That's how you build a confidence so strong, it carries you through storms, setbacks, and struggles.